Are we headed for a recession? Well, the president is not ruling it out. His commerce secretary says there will not be a recession. Here's how the White House press secretary frames it.
We are in a period of economic transition. We are in a period of transition from the mess that was created under Joe Biden in the previous administration.
Joining us now, News Nation political editor Chris Stirewalt, host of The Hill Sunday. Chris, good morning to you. I mean, we're always worried about a recession, but when the markets are on a roller coaster like they are right now and inflation numbers come out, people get a little more concerned about that reality.
So the consumer spending is something like 80% of the U.S. economy. We're a consumer-driven economy. And what's kept the economy going in recent years is that despite high inflation, people have continued to spend a lot of money, particularly top earners, right? People with large incomes account for more than half of what is 80% of the economy. So that's where it's at. So what the Trump administration has to hope is that wealthy Americans will continue to spend. And their bet here is that will be enough to offset the differences that occur in markets, in industrial markets, manufacturing markets, other things from the tariffs. They're also betting that they can pull off a huge tax cut package that they can shove through at the end of the year, before the end of the year, that will make up for other parts of the offset. It's a huge gamble. And of course, it is entirely dependent on consumer sentiment and whether Americans continue to keep buying even as prices go up.
Right. And the question then becomes, what is the threshold for wealthy Americans to pull back on their spending? Do we know what that is?
Well, the funny thing about a recession, it's like inflation, which is you talk yourself into it. There are external forces that work to create an recession, and there are external forces that drive up prices. But what really does it in the end is that people lose confidence. And while we can certainly be happy that the rate of inflation has slowed a little bit from this scary spike that we had at the beginning of the year, we can also say that consumer confidence numbers continue to be abysmal and that Americans are nervous. And what you see in the stock market volatility is a reflection of that anxiety. So those are investors voting with their dollars. And if you look at somebody like Warren Buffett, for example, while the rest of the billionaire class is getting wiped out, what Warren Buffett and Berkshire Hathaway have done is they've hoarded money. They've taken money out of markets and they've parked it in cash, waiting to see what happens on the other side. If a lot of other people start following that trend and they start doing that, you take money out of the economy. Good news is it helps control inflation. Bad news is you get a recession.
Yeah. How many people are stuffing $100 bills under their pillow right now? Trump is known for strong arm negotiating in the business world. We're sort of seeing that play out as a political tactic now with these tariffs. Will he be forced to be more consistent instead of this day-to-day change on tariffs? It's becoming hard to follow. How much patience do folks have?
Well, the clip that you played, or that Robert played when you were talking to him, is very indicative. He's talking to the Business Roundtable. So these are big companies, big employers representing millions of jobs in that room. And what Trump basically said was, tariffs are a negotiating tactic. Actually, tariffs are wonderful and they're good. They're a good source of revenue. And the administration, the president can't quite make up their mind about what a tariff really is. Is a tariff something that hurts, but is worthwhile to, and you heard the White House press secretary say, like, they're going to fundamentally transform the economy. They're going to remake the economy. Here's what I know about voters. They don't like it. They don't like fundamental transformation. They don't probably, the people who made Donald Trump president, the majority makers in the 2024 election, were voting not because the economy was bad. They were voting because inflation was eating into their savings and diminishing their buying power. Prices go up, but the economy was basically good. The idea that in order to make the economy the way that Donald Trump wants it to be, or what his administration believe that it's correct, if they do that and there is disruption, voters are going to punish Republicans brutally. And Elon Musk has pledged or committed $100 million to Donald Trump's campaign war chest. The use of that money would have to be for next year in the midterm elections to try to save as many Republican seats as possible. But if there is a recession, if there are job losses, if unemployment goes up, if prices continue to go up, if we get what economists call stagflation, and you have flat or declining growth combined with prices continuing to rise, the Republican Party is going to get absolutely shellacked. And the Republicans in Congress who are trying to contend with primary election pressures from Trump and Musk are also thinking about general election in which they're going to face those same voters who threw the Democrats out because they weren't happy with their economic results.
Yeah, that short-term pain could become chronic come election time. And Chris, this just in from the Associated Press, the AP reporting that Canada will announce more than $20 billion in retaliatory tariffs in response to Trump's metal tariffs. So that coming down as we're talking. We'll leave it there for now, but always good to see you, Chris Stirewalt. Thank you.
Have a great day.
All right, you can watch Chris hosting The Hill Sunday morning starting at 10, 9 Central right here on News Nation.